Welcome to Necessary Roughness for FantasyAlarm.com. I'm your host, Ray Flowers. It's week 14. Let's talk some sleepers or underrated performers, a better way to put it in my mind. And let's start out with the number 6. It's the number of touchdown passes the last 2 games for Ryan Fitzpatrick of the Jets. He's been really good this season, folks. He really has. Not only does he have 6 touchdowns the last 2 games, he also hasn't been intercepted once in those 2 games. Further, 4 of his last 5 games, he's thrown at least 2 touchdown passes with a lot of consistency for that Jets team. Now, the matchup with the Titans seems to be a very good one. The Titans have allowed 25 touchdown passes this season. That's more than 2 a game. They've played 12, of course. And they just got lit up by Blake Bortles. 322 yards and 5 touchdowns last week. Ryan Fitzpatrick, a very solid play in week 14. The second number is 2. That's the percentage of snaps that were seen by Sharkanic West compared to Spencer Ware in week 13. A doubling of the snaps. 2 times as many, 34 to 17. Now, the touch count was much closer, 11 for West and 9 for Ware. But the fact is that West has been marginalized to the point where I don't think anyone's really looking at him. And to be honest, if you're in a PPR setup, he's still a bottom-level running back too, in my opinion. Double the snap count. He's obviously the pass-catching option of the 2. There are concerns about the goal line work. It looks like that's all for Ware at this point, and that does limit any kind of upside for West. But bottom-level running back 2, solid flex option is West against a Chargers defense that, simply put, is not very good. The next number of the day is 5. What does that stand for? That's the number of touchdowns in 8 home games for Randall Cobb. It's the last 8 home games he scored 5 times. And to be honest, that's about the only good thing I could find with Randall Cobb. So why is he on this list? Day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, all I do is pour through data and throw out all this kind of stuff and prove my case. I'm not doing it this time. I'm using my noggin and saying, you know what? Randall Cobb's having a good game. He's been bad. He's been disappointing. He's nowhere near going to be the player we expected, be it because of the shoulder, because of Aaron Rodgers' struggles, because of the offensive struggles. But Randall Cobb's going to have a good game this week against Dallas. Numbers don't support it. I'm still going with it. There it is. And then the final number of the day, and the numbers do support this, the number 10. It's the number of touchdowns allowed this season by the Saints to the tight end position. It's the second most in football. The Saints have allowed 35 touchdown passes this season, an ungodly total. It's just amazing to think they've allowed that many. They will not be able to stop Mike Evans and Vincent Jackson, which means Austin Seferian-Jenkins, the tight end for the Bucs, has a very solid shot at a good game this week. Not only have they allowed 10 touchdowns, the Saints, to that tight end, again, the second worst number in football, they're also allowing more points per game in a PPR setup to the tight end than any team in the game. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, hopefully he can play a full game of snaps, should finally get involved and be the guy that people thought he might have been 3 months ago when people were talking about drafting him in fantasy football. This has been a Necessary Roughness Fantasy Alarm. Don't forget to visit us, FantasyAlarm.com. The Week 14 rankings are up. They're free. They'll help you win in the first week of the fantasy playoffs.